All right, Cub fans. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. Got a little itch here from the masks. Haven't been kind of got one of these N95 ones, but I am here live at O'Hare Airport, heading over to Sloan Park, Mesa. So my flight takes off around 11 p.m. I get to Arizona about 1 a.m. Arizona time. Got a lot planned this for this trip at spring training. It was kind of a weird spring training thing where I kind of uh, I wasn't exactly 100% sure what was going to happen. Was there going to be a spring training? But I was confident. I got my tickets early. I had to rebuy them, which, was a fiasco. But definitely excited to be coming up to see a lot of friends out there in Arizona. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of Club 400 people. I'm going to be staying with John from Cubs Insider, John Strong, and it's just going to be a fun time. So while I'm out in the desert, I'm going to have a bunch of these different small videos. Hey, Dominic, how are you? When the idea was happening that there might have been a lockout longer, with the CBA taking as long as it did to get done, people are like, "Oh, you still going to go?" And I'm like, "Well, hell yeah, I'm going to go because the players that I want to see. I mean, let's be honest, okay? Spring training games don't matter. No one cares about your spring training record. No one cares how many home runs you hit in spring training. Usually, I remember when Chris Bryant in 2015 just lit it up. But the main thing right now is to me, the guys are trying to get their swings in, get their arm strength built up. But for me, I really want to see the young Cubs, and so whether there was going to be major league players or just the minor league camp that they had going on prior to all of this, the goal was to try and make it to see the Peter Crow Armstrongs, to see the Brennan Davises, to see the Chase Strumps and the Cole Franklins, and that's what I intend to do now. Because everything is so compact, there's really no off days. So I think I'm going to games on Monday, Wednesday. I'm going Thursday, and I'm right behind the dugout with Joe Madden and John Maley, two former coaches, obviously, of the Cubs. Maley was the hitting coach. Obviously, Joe was the manager. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna be really close there. So, and I have not been to that Tempe Stadium yet. I don't know if anyone watching has been there, but I'm excited about that. And then a game on Friday, which we're actually going to be on the rooftop. So again, don't know how much we're actually going to watch at the game. It's going to be kind of a big party. But and then Saturday is supposed to be like 92 in Arizona. So I'm going to just be floating in a pool trying to recover from the previous 5 days. So good pick, Dominic. So tomorrow I just found out my buddy Stu McVicker from Club 400 is staying one extra day just so we could get a game in, and so that's exciting. Hopefully, I mean, it's still fun to see wins. I'm not pretending it matters, but it's still fun at the end to just cheer "Go Cubs, go!" South Bend, David Elliott. I will definitely be in South Bend. I don't know if anyone else is coming down to South Bend. That trip is going to be. I think it's a sold out trip now. That is going to be April 9th and 10th. I'm throwing out the first pitch on Saturday. Stu's throwing out the first pitch on Sunday. We got a party deck. We have I'm throwing out the first pitch, and then Danny and the Bleacher Bum Band are playing at this crazy arcade bar with old school arcade games and stuff down in South Bend. So yeah, yodel for the Cubs. Everybody yodel. That's what Everett's asking. But yeah, Cindy, it's going to be fun, and there is going to be a very strong Club 400 contingent heading out there. Fun thing is that we have 4 or 5 people that's going to be their first time in spring training. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And the weather looks absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm hoping I want to try to get my autograph and out of the way early. I know Bo 1 million Cubs is coming, and so Bo is going to definitely be working with me trying to get some autographs going. But my goal is to get my graphing out of the way early Monday, Tuesday, and then just absolutely get silly and have some fun on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you've seen a couple games and you've seen some interesting things. That Brennan Davis 3-run homer, Apo Taco on that one, that was kind of wild. Marcus Stroman had his debut the other day and had a really good outing. And again, it doesn't mean the end, but you prefer the guys to look better than worse. How's that look? There's who else have we seen? Peter Crow Armstrong had a good day today, and then I saw Al Leiter's nephew looked like he had a pretty good couple innings the other day. So just kind of having fun, and hopefully, you kind of, when I go there, my goal is to try to see, is there somebody that really stands out that kind of just catches your eye. True story. Last year I went in 2020, and it was kind of a very weird year. I've seen the games on TV so far on Marquee and MLB Network, and it looks way more normal. I know that Club 400 is going to have the tent, JP is going to have the pizza, we're going to have the beer out there. There was no tailgating last year. There was these circles. They spray painted these circles, and you had to like be in these circles. And if you had your mask down, even like just for like a second, like people came running up and had like signs like "Put your mask on." So this is going to be much more like real spring training as compared to last year. So I'm definitely excited. And like I said, I'm hoping to kind of, if I can get some people to kind of come on camera and talk. We'll have Stu tomorrow come on and talk. We'll have a couple other guests throughout the week. So just kind of. If you're following on Facebook, make sure you have notifications turned on, and we'll kind of. I mean, I'm not really going to plan this as much as just kind of see where it's rolling, and if something fun happens, we'll see what happens. But Dominic is drafting a lot of Cubs. I like that. Stroman and Seiya. I'm hoping that Seiya is going to be. He hasn't gotten into any spring training games. That was the Cubs' most recent pickup from Japan, from the Hiroshima Carps. But I'm hoping that'd be awesome if I got to see his debut game in Mesa. We'll see. Maybe it'll be on the road. Maybe it'll be Thursday against the Angels. I don't know. They want to get his feet underneath him. If you saw, he did a trip. He went L.A., Chicago, I think, and then Arizona. So it's kind of a crazy couple days. So they're just trying to get him into his groove and stuff like that. So it ought to be fun. So I'm trying to remember what day the Sun Ranto show is going to be on. I think it's going to be on Wednesday. I'm not going to be on. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really looking forward to just enjoying some beer, baseball, and sun. So no commitments. I'll probably pop on for a minute or two. This is kind of, a lot of fun for us to, we just all wanted to get out. There's a lot of us that are coming that are just trying to get out of the Chicago weather too. We actually had a couple of nice days. I just wore a sweatshirt to the airport today, nothing more. So we'll have some fun out there, but it really, when you go out to spring training, it's about, hanging out with old friends, making some new friends, just having a good time and watching baseball. And I'm really hoping and excited that things are back to normal, because last year was just so, like 2020, I was at spring training about a week and a half before it shut down. And so you sit there and you're like, well, shit, what the hell? It was all of a sudden you're in this raging party that we were at. And then all of a sudden, like a week and a half later, everything shut down. And like I said, I went last year. I had just gotten my vaccination, and it was really the first time I had been out in like a year. And so, sorry about that, Rick. You're right. I should have. Son, I'm not the screamer guy. But, it was weird being there last year. It was fun because I hadn't been out. I hadn't been to a bar. I hadn't been to a restaurant. Hadn't been anywhere really much the previous year. And so last spring training, that was just so much. It was fun for me to be out. But the spring training vibe was just completely, it was weird. It was like a ghost town. So in some ways it was kind of nice because you had like space, like nobody was on top of people. You didn't have to wait in line for anything. But it's still not the same. Like I said, without tailgating, without, one of the most fun things about Sloan Park is from the facility to the field, there's a walkway, and the players kind of walk through the walkway, and you can get pictures and autographs and stuff. They wouldn't let us in the backfields last year. The backfields is where you kind of see a lot of guys practice, and you have some conversations with guys. It's funny. Sometimes they'll talk, sometimes they won't. And so it should, I'm really looking forward to it. If you haven't been out to Mesa, I recommend you try to get out there at some point in time, just because it's a fun experience. And I was listening to, thank you, Rick. I was listening to Pat and Ron today, and Coomer knows what it's about, because Coomer's talking about it the whole time. He's like, you just got to get out here, man. It's just like, if you've never experienced it, it's just like a mecca of baseball, obviously like Wrigley is, but in a different kind of way, in that, and it's weird because Arizona is becoming like Chicago West, where you have, where one of our Airbnbs that I'm staying at is at like a block away from a Portillo's, you know what I mean? So I can get myself a nice hot dog or Italian beef or whatever. And by the way, getting a beer at Portillo's is absolutely criminally underrated. Their beers are ice cold, and they come in these big ass chalices that you should enjoy. But, it's different. There's only like 13,000 people that Sloan Park holds. And like Cindy said, it's just a beautiful, gorgeous little stadium. And the Cubs facility there is just top notch. and you just have like, it looks like a 4-leaf clover of practice fields, and you can check out any practice field that you want. So it ought to be fun. We'll see how it happens, but Mesa. All right, Chip. I'm hoping to see you this week. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we'll see. I got a lot of people out there that I want to see out there. Arizona people, Chip being one of them. I know we got Rich out there. We got John Antonoff, and then a bunch of people with the Marquee crew that are going to be out there. I'm hoping to talk to a couple of Club 400 alum like Coomer and Wisdom and Schwindel. So even if I can get like just like a quick little like video snap or something, it's fun to, because you partied with those guys and now they're in their real job, and like in Wrigley, it's just really tough to get as close and get the access to the players that you do in Mesa. So this is usually some people like to go really early in spring training. Some people like to go later. This is just where my vacation basically lies, usually around the third week of March. So for me, I mean, I can go earlier, but it's like so quick. I don't want to just be there for like 3 days. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy intense. I would rather just have a week, just chill and enjoy that weather and just unwind a little bit. Susie, you've never been. I'm surprised. Absolutely make that a priority for next year. I think Susie's joining us at South Bend, along with a couple other people on here, so that ought to be a blast. But yeah, it's something you got to say you've done, and then it's one of those things that once you do it, you don't want to ever miss it. Like, it's funny because friends of mine showed up just this weekend. They showed up to Arizona, and there was a game yesterday, and they're live streaming. And I'm like, God damn it, I wish I was there right now. Like, and it's like, I'm going to be there a week. What's the big deal? You miss one day, but it's just like, you just want to be part of the party. And that's what I love. They were just having so much fun out there, and that's, it's going to be 90 degrees. So I am definitely going to be like in the pool. I know Rick's excited. He wants me to take my, I'll take my shirt off. Maybe there'll be some live shirtless video for Rick, so that he can swoon over me. Roberto Ramos, right? Yeah, it's next year. I hear you, man. Although I don't know, are you going to wear the whole Captain Cubbo get up at 90-degree heat, man? I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that. Like I said, when I'm in that sun, I got to get that base tan now before the summertime comes here in Chicago. So the goal is to come back a little bit more tan, and like I said, I'll kind of keep an eye and scout some players and have some fun. And like I said, hopefully I can live stream some BP or some other stuff. And I'm hoping, if you know where I usually like to sit above the Cubs dugout. So maybe there'll be some conversations with some players as they're warming up. Who knows? That's the thing about spring training. Who knows? There may be some drunken videos. I can't promise it. Can't not promise it. But be looking on here. I'll have pictures up on all my socials: Facebook, Twitter, etc. And we'll definitely have some fun. So it's good seeing everybody on here. My flight leaves in about an hour. So should be some fun. And hopefully everybody take care. And we'll talk to you soon.